Okay, definitely improvements to be had here. I could absolutely get a better time here. I don't know how much better, though. Um, oh. Question being... where in the world is the treasure box that we're gonna have to find? Also, should I worry about something like... yeah, coming in over here? So this gives you a lot of treasure box, a lot of time travels. It's just, like... it takes so long to go there. Is it worth it? That's the thing, I guess you just have to experiment with everything in this stage to figure out stuff like that. I think it's going to take forever to try to run around here, though, and all different places you can go, so let's just look around the easier way. Do they have anything crazy? We do have a combination of power-ups here, so that means they could potentially do some crazy things with where they put the treasure box. What in the world? How did I get here? Okay, is it? Okay. Just to the side of the... very good. Ah, almost. Just to the side of the finish. I can never decide if it feels like cheating or not. Finding things this way. Oh my god. Yeah, you don't need to go this high. I guess I might as well just try to land right on the finish, because it's not going to activate or anything. No. And massively overcompensated. It's not easy having to land in a very fixed position after being in the air for a very long time. Oh, come on! This darn goal ring decided to betray me there. Now you have to move a lot in the air, and then after that, nevertheless, lose all your speed. And spin and so on. There we go. Okay, so down to here. Blip. Yeah, great, thank you. Okay. Not looking great for getting all diamonds here yet, but I haven't really given up on any yet, so... come on! I cannot move straight for some reason. Okay, that seems a little exaggerated. I don't know if I want that power up, honestly. Ah! Your spin betrays you so much in this game. And look at that! If I'm moving quickly, it's just what happens. My spin makes me go all sorts of places, and then other times, I still don't get why sometimes I just slow down when I hit the ground. I remember that being something I noticed that seemed unique to this release of the game too. I don't think I remember that happening prior to switching to. Yeah, great. Happening prior to Ultra. Ugh. Yeah, where I remember early on when I started Ultra, I noticed, oh hey, sometimes when I hit the ground, like bunny hopping and whatnot, I noticed that for some reason I slow down instead of speeding up. And that still happens, and, well, it makes sense that still happens, but I still understand why it happens. I mean, I'm pretty sure it didn't happen before. Jeez, that spin is crazy. Oh, that was not the direction I was trying to hold. Back up there. I guess I'm not getting that particular time travel. Propel me, spin. And that make me lose all my speed afterwards for reasons I can't ascertain. Yeah, it's a quirk of this iteration of the engine that is really starting to eat at me. There's just an element of unpredictability to movement in this game that seems like exactly the thing you would not want to have. Okay, you do have to jump there. He's trying to slide in underneath the pinwheel. And then there are other times too I mentioned where you manage to land in a way that you deliberately cancel out your spin, but then for some reason this next bounce after that you have a bunch more spin again in the direction you'd already canceled your spin out in. And suddenly I just get a kick in a direction that I thought I had already canceled out my momentum in. There's also a very unpleasant surprise. Whiffed that thing. Okay. Hey, boy. My thoughts about wishing that different worlds had different atmospheres and music still applies. It applies more now than it did before, too, because of how, at this point... God! That spin is crazy. No. Applies more now after having gone through, like, 9 of them, too. I really wish there was something that... I like the music and I like the visuals, but I really wish that there was something that actually made them a bit more not the same the entire game. Because they didn't have to be the same the whole game. Like, they have multi-aesthetics, they have a lot of music. They have more than enough music from what I can tell to have one song per world. And I'd be very happy to have more than one song per world. But they just put on one big playlist. Which sure gives you a lot of variety in one world, but gets you no variety across lots of worlds. I think there's a reason that most games do decide to go for that sort of thing, where you have multiple sets of assets in different parts of the game. Even games that are otherwise just pure gameplay like this one. And they have no in-universe reason to do anything like that. Jeez. A real running theme lately is this idea that you're put somewhere where you have to, or you're at least very strongly motivated to, frequently have to, do some particular thing like getting a lot of speed, and then immediately after that they throw something at you that punishes you for having done exactly that. I am not adjusted to this constant treatment yet. It's rather punishing. can see how crazy that spin is in any given direction. Don't. Ugh, man. Missing the. And kickoff. Oh my god. No! Spin is just powerful in this game. It's absurd how much of it you can have. How you can just get a little bit of airtime, and then just from that, you manage to get a ludicrous speed boost as you hit the ground, that to the point of not even having control. And that is the defining feature of the game, so that's not a complaint in its own right. But man, yeah, I really should have started doing. Oh, bit of a got a little choppy as we tried to load the new song there at Polite. Okay, there I don't need to jump. I'd like to pick up the time travel I came here for. Okay, no more massive speed boost here. I see you, treasure box. I still repeat that these stages just go on too long at this point. We've done the same thing so many times now on this stage. You don't need another iteration of it. Ugh. Like, we have to go... How many sets of pinwheels do we go through here? It is quite a lot. Like, it's one thing if you're just thoroughly exploring a particular concept, but this doesn't feel like a thorough explanation. It feels like you're just thorough exploration. It just feels like you're doing the same thing over and over. I know, I appreciate the challenge having been finally ramped up a good deal after the game getting to a fairly slow start in my opinion. But the challenge does make certain gripes of the game stick out to me more, which is and just naturally what'll happen. You put things under stress, put them under pressure, and that's when anything that's going to crack will crack. Ew. Boy, do I notice it sometimes. Like when I don't depend super hard on very precise movement, I don't have to worry much about the finest details in the movement, or understanding them, or being concerned about them being inconsistent. But then when I start really relying on those mechanics, oh boy. Every little inconsistency or other subtlety really stands out to me. But other things too, just like I've been playing the game for a while now. I am a little tired of this same good music and same pretty aesthetics, just by virtue of them having been the same this whole time. Or less the same and more... They've been consistently varied, right? Like, going to a new place doesn't give me new music or a new aesthetic. I just get the same collection of them I had the whole time, which is a fairly large collection, but... Ah, come on. Where did I start this episode again? It wasn't here, was it? I've been here a while. That was a little fast. Yeah, what's good about doing this, other than overshooting this darn thing, is that putting myself there also just naturally counteracts the ridiculous amount of spin that I built up in the opposite direction. Whereas otherwise, if I don't cut that corner, I end up moving exactly in the air into direction. I'm not trying to build up a bunch of spin in. I wonder if you can skip that jump somehow. Skip this little pipe. And man, I just cannot land this anymore. I'm finding new and more obscene ways to mess this up here. Oh, I like that. That felt very good. Like this song being a song that you only heard in like the later, more difficult levels would be really cool, because it's got a really nice tone to it. It's really nice and intense and dramatic. Dude, you need to actually think about where you're trying to go before you go. Also, wow, I just managed to bunny hop and have no speed the entire time just then. Yeah, see, I love that. I love not having to actually do the whole ring around thing and deal with the... Every way I can fall here, I'm going to fall. Darn it. So I love not having to worry about the spin that I have at the end of that. And it feels good going around that ring and whatnot. It's just that coming out of it, you move in the most wretched way. There's definitely a weird variation in tone in the music that you get in this game's singular playlist too, which I feel would be better to not have. I would appreciate having more consistent tone in a given set of music, which is another thing that you could easily accomplish if you just didn't play all the music together. Some of it's very light and cheerful, some of it's very dark and intense and so on. The timing there tends to work out to where I have to try to really thread the needle trying to get past that particular flywheel, and I don't do a very good job of it most of the time. Okay, well, that was messing it up that time. Kind of want to just barely make the... Nope. Don't want to actually roll along the entire circumference there. Yeah, I guess that's fine. There you go, something like that. Ah, God. One thing that, I guess, I'm not trying to have that forwards momentum whenever I come out of the loop either. It just happens. Like, if I didn't have it, I would have been just fine there. Oh, lost track of where my spin was. Okay. Okay, I got here a little bit faster this time, it looks like. Very nice. Oh my god! How do I have so much momentum like that? I'm not trying to go so fast around this. Please. Okay. This is one of those cases where I managed to at one point get through effectively the entire stage until the end, and I have not managed to get anywhere close to that in quite a long time now. Please stop. I like all the obstacles here individually. I'm just really tired of going through so many of them in a row. Of the same ones, like 4 times. Each time I want to make one attempt on this stage. I do like checkpoints actually mattering. That was a nice improvement, I felt. I was trying to go over that time. Yeah, if I go a little bit slow through the beginning parts, I end up on an awful cycle for... Well, not really on a cycle, but I end up at an awful point in the cycle for that flywheel up there, which is why it messes me up so frequently. Little off-center there. And then there's... Whoa, hell. That didn't go higher than expected it would. There's this part, of course. Whatever, fine. Suspect I'm gonna lose a diamond over that or something, but... Why couldn't you just not bounce that last time? I really do hate how you never know how many times you're going to bounce. I guess I'm really just dealing with what the real consequences are of a physics-based game. Where physics just does what it does. It is, strictly speaking, consistent, but... well, ideally, hopefully. But consistent in the most absolute sense, and consistent in the sense that, like, a human can actually get consistent results out of it are two very different things. Okay, you also need to go faster than that. Darn it! Exactly the wrong timing. That was a really good run otherwise. But yeah, some obstacles just get a lot more annoying when you have to do it over and over. Like these flywheels, where you need to worry about whether you're on a good part of a cycle for these flywheels many, many times in a single. How did I manage to spin that far in that direction? Whereas on a more sensibly sized stage, you would not have to worry about being on the right part of a cycle like 8 times. Where it's almost guaranteed that at some point something's gonna go wrong. Nope, slope, slope, slope. Ah. I don't try to take that quickly. Like you can see that I know that not taking it quickly is good here. Okay. Slow down a little. Some cases like this, it's just... Cycle is exactly wrong. Twice in a row, too. Okay, well that's a problem. I'm gonna shoot myself to where I'm going... I'm basically gonna hit every red light, figuratively speaking. Like, I don't mind managing a couple of cycles here. I'm already doing that. Like, oh hey, if I slow down a little bit, I end up getting blocked by the blade on the next fan I'm approaching here. That's fine. But I get tired of that when I have to do it with so many in a row. Okay, again, going a little slow through some of this, but that's not gonna work. Am I going fast enough now? Barely. That's not fast enough, though. Okay. I guess I'm just falling out of practice on that part now, after having done it almost ever. Ah, that would almost put me right up there. I've definitely been on this stage for more than an episode's time at this point, regardless of whether this episode even started, which I still don't remember. Every stage is like this now, huh? We do have one more set of bonus stages after this, don't we? I think we do. So we have stuff that's probably still tougher than this, which, oh boy. Okay. There we go, I managed to cut onto that one at least. Ah, come on now. I am so tired of these loops. You don't need so many in one stage, I swear. This stage was fine enough. You didn't need to keep going. Not every stage needs to be endurance. Or a test of how many times you can get just the right moment on the cycle of... I managed to get this far back without actually canceling my spin. And I absolutely could have run through that a bit more aggressively. Okay, here we are. Same thing that happened the last time I got up here. Ugh. Like, I don't mind going through a couple of these, having to worry about, oh no, what micro adjustments do I have to make to get the right timing on this. But after like 10 of them, it's enough. The odds that at least one of these is gonna give me problems have just gotten high enough to where it's a nuisance. Okay. Getting a little further here at least. I swear if that was a bounce there instead of me sticking to the ground, I would have had to restart the stage yet again. And, okay, well. How many times do you want to pull the same trick off in a row? Even better if I can manage to not fly up into the air so much there. I've managed to pull it off before, but I'm not confident enough in my ability to do that to actually try to do it deliberately. Oh boy. Did not need that extra speed there. Should not have jumped it one more time. Might have made that otherwise. If I saved myself a tiny bit of time. Go. Yeah, okay, I guess. Nope, not okay. I'm just kind of stuck doing this over and over at this point. Like, I don't want to end an episode just having done the same thing for the past, like, half hour and not having actually finished the thing. I also don't want to make an episode that's like 45 minutes long of me doing the same thing. Irrespective of whether or not I finish that thing. One thing that always surprises me is that not having any speed as you land also has a pretty profound effect on your landing in its own right. It's not equivalent to spin just like not existing or something, which is what I tend to imagine for some reason. I earned that, I feel like. Okay, am I supposed to play more of this game today? Yes, amazing. I'm gonna take a break. But then we'll also find the treasure box here.